is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Story Motors podcast. My name is Robert, his name is Mike, and your name is Steve. You got a Steve out there?
Yeah, we should.
We should have a Steve out there, right?
I feel like we absolutely have to.
If your podcast doesn't have a listener named Steve, are you a real podcast?
Yeah, like, what are you even doing? You know?
Yeah. Let us know down in the comments if your name is Steve, and you won't win anything, but hey, we'll be happier, right?
We'll shout you out.
Yeah. I mean, we just did. You know? We just
properly,
did.
though.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway,
Mike, how are you this fine evening? How have you been?
Oh, we've been counting down the days to my much needed and first proper vacation in I don't know how long. So yeah, but each day at work it is just an increasing struggle. So that was today 2 people were doing the work of 4, so yeah, I felt I needed these as a little reward after my hard day at work.
That is
2 for 4 at Harmon
of PBR.
48 ounces of freedom, baby.
That's right.
Yep. Anyway, Robert, how the hell are you, buddy?
I am tired as fuck right now. Over the last week, I've gone to 2 concerts that were both on work nights. Because why the fuck not? And I'm still trying to catch up on sleep on those. So yeah, we did Blink-182 last week at the Delta Center, which I've never stopped calling it the Delta Center. It just came back in style. So I feel like go me.
Yep.
And then Monday night we went to see the Wonder Years, and Mike was supposed to be there and bailed on me and said I don't like music. So.
No, I specifically said I don't like you.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I thought I put music in my head because the other one was just so mean.
Hey, you know what? I do the same thing. No, I felt terrible. So,
yeah.
After, that's a discussion for off mic.
Yeah. But your mic.
I mean, this mic.
Oh, not.
I mean, when we stop doing this whole recording thing.
Mic, not that mic.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure. Whatever.
Yeah. It worked on the podcast, so don't worry about that.
All that matters.
Yeah, it's all
doing it for the show.
Yeah, but Mike, So I thought I just heard a rabbit escape his cage downstairs. I don't think that's the case. It's maybe a little bit of a lower energy episode this week because I am still tired, and I'm assuming Mike is still a little bit tired, not feeling too great. So, and he's mentally prepared for a vacation, so he's been mentally checked out for a few days already. So,
I'm physically here, but mentally miles away.
So, today, Mike, I think you know what I'm going to teach you about.
Go ahead, sell the people.
All right, so a few weeks ago we did an episode where Mike taught me all about Borderlands, because I never really played a Borderlands game. So this week, I'm going to repay him the favor. We're talking about Persona. Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, get that beer ready. Finish one, and then we'll start.
No. I'll work my way through them. Through both of them. All right.
That's a Coca-Cola.
So,
yeah.
0 or full sugar?
0.
I want to try to gauge. I was about to say, I'm just trying to gauge what kind of day you're having. Yeah. If you said it was a regular Coke, I'd be like, buddy.
Yeah,
shut this thing down and talk about what's going on.
It is 0, but it is not the. I haven't switched to my no caffeine one.
So.
And this late in the night, it's almost 7:30.
7:30 having something with caffeine. Jeez.
Full caffeine Coke Zero. Going crazy. But yeah.
The Philadelphia Union just put a 14-year-old on the field.
Jesus Christ. Where's my phone?
That's the alert. Sorry, folks. These are the things that pop up on my phone.
The Apple TV. See
Yeah,
Union's
Apple TV.
14-year-old become the youngest player in MLS history.
What the fuck?
Talk about a retirement league, am I right?
No, seriously.
They're like, we're up 5-1. Might as fucking well, huh?
Give the boy some garbage time.
Yeah. When did they put him in? What was his name?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Child McBabyface.
Yeah, they're up 5-1, and they put him in like the 85th minute. So they're just like, get out there for the record books, kid.
Go get him, Tiger.
Yeah.
Right,
But yeah,
well,
today
yes,
we're gonna dive into Persona. And I was unsure this week if I wanted to dive into just one of the games or just kind of the series as a whole, and what sort of questions you might have about what the hell is happening here. Yeah, I figured we could probably we could start with a little bit of the basics of the whole series, and then I could dive more into the games that I've actually played, because I haven't played all of them. Because a few of them are too difficult for me to want to fucking sit through.
All right. Well, me and my emotional support anime figure are ready for this.
Nice. Hi, Magikarp. Wave that fin, bud. My
Oh, there it is.
There
he goes.
I just reopened Pokemon Go for the first time in quite a while. And remembered or was reminded that is the Pokemon that walks with me.
Yeah.
Is my Magikarp.
He's the best Pokemon.
And I've got him walking with me because I'm trying to raise up enough fucking candies to get it into a Gyarados. And I know I could probably just like catch some and do it, but I'm like, no, I wanna go kind of fucking nuts with this one.
All right. Well, I mean, my like horde of shiny Gyarados. Really, you're looking forward to seeing you and your buddy walking around there.
So, yeah, let's before we dive in, because I just finished my Coke, I'm gonna run and grab another one.
Okay.
Okay, Mike, if you want to,
back. He's a little.
Yeah, if you want to tell the kids
really
what Magikarp's pronouns are and their favorite things to eat.
Your Magikarp, their pronouns kind of depend on the gender and what your individual Magikarp wants to be called. So, mine is pronouns are he, him, his, and he likes to eat Funyuns, Vienna sausages, really anything you can throw in the tank. So, as opposed to regular carp, which are kind of trash fish, they eat pretty much anything you'll throw in front of them. So, yeah. Fun fact, goldfish are actually a type of carp. Same thing with koi. And if you really want to catch carp, I mean, all you really got to do is just get a decent-sized hook, take some bread, and just squish it on there. Just a big old ball of bread on a hook, and just throw it in whatever garbage river you're near. And you'll catch one. You'll catch one. So, yeah, this little guy, he's a model I put together, and I tried to panel line him so he would have some texture, but it didn't really work out. He's a bit too smooth, and I didn't wipe him down with some Simply Green, so all the mold release was still on there. And yeah, the panel lining didn't really take, so that is a bummer. But I love him nonetheless. Hi, Robert. Welcome back.
Hi, I heard you the whole time, and I was happy.
Good.
So,
before we get going, speaking of, well, actually, you know what? I'll save it for the end. I have news.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll save it for the end.
Save it for the end? Okay. I am going to, sorry about the noise there. I'm just going to pour this. I don't like drinking anything out of a can if I can avoid it.
I was about to say, this flies in the face of pretty much what we do on the weekends.
Yeah. But if I'm at home, I mean, if you notice on, the show every week, I always have something to drink, whether it's alcoholic or not, but I usually use a glass like this little stubby one that I got from Snowbird's Oktoberfest a few years back.
Yeah.
Or if I'm drinking a beer, I've got one of the Section 26 beer competition mugs. So, but yeah, on the weekends when we're in a tailgate and I can't really, pour my drink into a cup, I'll have a can. And I'm not really happy about it. That's why I drink more, because I'm upset.
Okay.
Fair
enough. Alrighty, Robert. Teach me about this high school fucking anime game.
Yeah.
There's the Robert we're looking for. There's that energy coming back.
So, Persona, okay, as a series, as you can see here, I've got a Wikipedia pulled up that I'm going to read off of a bit and then expand upon. So if you're watching this, you can read it, and you may have already read it. It's been up on the screen for a while. If not, if you're listening, cool, you can keep listening. So the Persona series is actually a spin-off of the Megami Tensei series of video games. Okay, that's what's up?
I said I did not know that.
Yeah, so the Megami Tensei and like the Shin Megami Tensei games are similar, kind of like JRPGs and everything, but in one of, I don't know if it was this first game, it was kind of a sequel to one of the Megami Tensei games where at the end of that game, the apocalypse happened and the world ended.
Okay. Very, very anime.
Yeah. So it was initially, the first Persona game was initially like a Shin Megami Tensei What If. So instead of the world ending, it's like, what if the world didn't end at it? What would the story be like now? And it kind of branched off into the Persona series.
Okay.
So it's which is why when you play a Persona game or you play a Shin Megami Tensei game, or I believe even in the upcoming Metaphor ReFantasio, like there's a lot of similarities when it comes to creatures and demons and enemies and stuff that you fight, because they all essentially come from the same source. I could be mistaken about ReFantasio. I feel like I've seen videos where some of the creatures are the same. Like there's some summons that are personas that you can have.
Okay.
But the Persona games themselves start obviously with Persona 1, and then we go there's 2 Persona 2s that are different games. There's now 4 Persona 3s.
Jesus Christ. And these are not these are each like individual games, right? So like
well, I mean the two Persona 2s are, yes. Persona 3 are like it's the same story, but it's depending on what you played it on and which version you played, can be a completely different experience, yeah. So,
okay. All right. Yeah. I just wanted to be like this is Persona 3. No, this is Persona 3. And it's just vastly different. That'd be
it's the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. It's like, whoa. I thought we were talking about some weird high school save the world thing, not fucking Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, God, I love Kingdom Hearts. That was almost the topic of this episode, was Kingdom Hearts.
Can I be honest with you? Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to start it, and then you were going to bring a guest on, and I was just going to get tag team.
That was my plan. Could not get a guest lined up in time. So,
damn.
Forget this, because that will happen at some point.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm planning on forgetting this episode.
So the first Persona game came out on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, in Japan, and I don't think it actually came out in America for a little while. When it did, though, it was Revelations Persona. Like, it was one of those things where the first game in the series, you don't really know what to call it. And then once you get past it, then you kind of go back and you're like, oh yeah, it was Persona 1. So Persona 1 is on the PlayStation, and then it was remade or enhanced remake for the PlayStation Portable. As you can see there. Let me see. I'm going to switch screens here just a sec. I'm going to pull up some gameplay, and then I can show you why I've actually tried playing Persona 1. I have it on my Steam Deck. I've got I believe it's the PSP version.
Oh, man. Some of those are rough going back to.
So, I'm just going to click on one of these. We're going to mute this video.
Shin Megami Tensei Persona 1.
Yep.
No commentary.
Yeah, no comment. I mean, it's I've got it muted anyway. But for the video, this is Noir Blue over here on YouTube, just like we did with the Borderlands video. Just want to make sure that's there. This is actually just like kind of the intro video, which I did watch. But if you remember,
I
don't know if you watched me play Demon School.
I did watch a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm. So when I was saying that Demon School was kind of heavily, inspired by Persona, it's inspired by the original Persona. So it's this, and this part of the game I'm a fan of. This is the little intro episode where you're just kind of meeting everybody, and the characters are talking to each other, and you literally jump into this game, and the character's like, "Let's play a game," or you say Persona, and then Ghosts will come out. And there was also a weird localization thing with this character, Mark, who, when they first brought the game over to America and they thought they needed to Americanize the game, just painted this face a different shade. Called it good. Yep. Not,
Okay.
a bit odd.
Touch.
But yeah, this part of the game, I'd be fine playing this. What kind of messed me up was when you're walking through other parts of the world. Let's see if it's in this video. It might be. I don't even know if it's in here.
Why?
Very beginning of the game is like any JRPG. It takes a while for you to.
You gotta lay out a lot of exposition.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, yeah.
All right. Okay.
So that's how you walk through. Like we'll let it get to it. But at this point, this is very early in the game. You're at the school, and now you're walking through the school, and it's this weird first person Etrian Odyssey type walking where you literally just go back, forth, and turn and all this stuff. And it is. I tried playing this one for a couple of hours. I really did, and I could not get past that fucking the movement.
Yeah, man.
So
that is rough.
So, but the story of it, I've read and watched multiple videos. There's a lot of great content creators, just like there are for, like when we did our Fallout video. And we found a bunch of great content creators. Yeah, that's the same with Persona. There's some really, really good ones. And I could bring up some stuff a little bit later. But, yeah, so the first Persona game, PlayStation. Second one, also PlayStation, I believe. And it was... There's Persona 2 Innocent Sin, which was PlayStation, PSP, and PS Vita. And the story in that game, as you can see here, it's all about the protagonist dealing with rumors in his city coming true due to the Joker. So you'll hear the name Joker quite a bit throughout the series.
Jesus.
Yeah. Along the way, Tetsuya and his friends must fight the Joker and figure out the Joker's identity, as well as protect their city from the second coming of Hitler and his army of robot Nazis known as the Last Battalion. Yes, the final boss in Persona 2 Innocent Sin is Hitler. Mike, I think you have a question. We're going full screen here. What's up?
All the questions. What? Mm-hmm. Where? Hitler?
Also known as Führer in the game.
Yeah.
Yep. An antagonist from Persona 2 Innocent Sin.
I have many questions. Why was Hitler chosen?
I feel like Hitler has a history with the Japanese.
He does in a way, yes. He definitely does.
Also, I love that this is the Shin Megami Tensei wiki, and this history of Adolf Hitler is just from Wikipedia. It's just about Hitler.
It's just the Hitler
It's just the Hitler stuff. Oh yeah, and he's got cool shades in the PSP version.
I mean, their uniforms were designed by Hugo Boss, so
yeah,
this
fucking yeah, infamous German dictator.
Christ.
Yeah,
that's definitely one way to put it.
Yep, in the game, he didn't kill himself in 1945. Went into hiding in Antarctica with his last few supporters and created the Last Battalion, who will take over and become a god by triggering a mass extinction event. Okay. In actuality, this is nonsense, and the resurrected Hitler is actually Nyarlathotep in disguise. So, it's not the actual Hitler, but it's the bad guy in Persona 2 is like, you know what? If I'm going to make people think that I'm the bad guy,
I'm really going to be the baddest guy.
I got it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But in the game, yeah, he was named Hitler. And then in the PSP remake, Hitler receives a mild censorship. His name is replaced by Führer, and he wears black sunglasses to cover his eyes. So you can't tell.
I would have thought it was Charlie Chaplin.
Yep.
Thanks, low-res image.
Until he started talking, I was like, well, you know what? I don't know which one that is. Hitler. Yep, and the
Hitler.
Yeah, this...
Hitler.
So...
Hitler. Okay, so...
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention, sir.
Let's see.
So, is this weird, I'm going to cosplay as somebody terrible? Is that a recurring theme, or is that just, a one-off?
That is literally just in Persona 2 Innocent Sin.
Oh, so you mean Persona 4, the bad guy isn't some sort of demigod dressed up as Pol Pot?
No. I mean, that'd be funny, but...
The bad guy in Persona 3 is not a combination of Reagan and Margaret Thatcher. Ratcher.
Racher.
Two of history's greatest monsters.
Persona 5's bad guy, Jeffrey Dahmer, actually. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like they took a step back on that one.
Yeah, a little bit. Only a few deaths, only a few murders.
Yeah, really more of a flash in the pan than anything.
Yeah. So, yeah, Persona 2 Innocent Sin is the second Persona game. And it actually has a direct sequel, Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, which is the only time that one of the mainline Persona games has had a direct sequel like this.
Okay.
Persona 5, when we get there, it has a few offshoots and kind of spin-offs of its own with the same characters, but it's not Persona 5 2,
Okay. So the Persona games are kind of like the Final Fantasy games in the sense that there's really no direct sequel, but they're all kind of, the vibe's the same generally.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And there are in future games there's kind of little references and Easter eggs to stuff from the older games, but you don't really interact with any of the other characters except for in Persona 2 and Persona 2, Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment. So, yeah, Eternal Punishment focuses on protagonist Maya Amano, who was in Persona 2 Innocent Sin, and this is actually I think this takes place a little bit afterwards. So instead of being in high school, they're now, I think, college students, which is kind of weird. But continuing the plot, from his failed attempt to stop them from obliterating humanity at the end of Innocent Sin, Eternal Punishment begins when Maya is sent to write a story about the Joker phenomenon. Because according to rumor, if someone phones their own phone number, the Joker will kill on request. So, and there's a whole...
So that's all I had to do this entire time?
Yeah, it's crazy. But once again, yeah, these games play like the first Persona game. The top-down, dungeon crawler, and then the first-person movement, which once again, I can't get over.
Yeah, that's a real rough.
I've tried.
Real rough one. And that's one, that's a little, okay. It's kind of makes sense on the PSP just because it had for a handheld, it had plenty of horsepower, but tried to do some of these things. But man, if that's how it was on like the PlayStation, it's like
Yeah,
that. That's awful. Like they could do better. I know that
yeah.
for a fact.
Well, yeah, that's how it was on the original PlayStation. So
Wow.
these are like the original Persona games. Okay, Personas 1, 2, and 2. Um,
Had to stop yourself there, huh?
no, just 1, 2, and then 2, 2. Yeah. Let's see here. So, what a lot of people nowadays, when you hear Persona, your mind goes to, for the first one, Persona 3. So, Persona 3 is the first 3D game in the series.
Okay.
A whole new story. Excuse me. Once again, like, they all have new stories. They all have new characters. They all have new everything here. I'm gonna switch screens real quick. Actually,
Okay.
I was thinking, like, oh, I can pull up like my own gameplay from Persona 3 Reload from my stream. I don't think I ever uploaded it, so I think it's gone from Twitch. Yeah, but Persona 3 is, like I said, it's the first 3D game in the series. It's the first with kind of you're actually just running around the world as opposed to the first person view. Let's see. Let's do PS2 gameplay.
Yeah, I'm super curious to see what this looks like on a PS, like the PS2 hardware.
Yeah. So this is just IGN.
There. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the original Persona 3. As you can see, very 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 heavily like anime inspired. Very fucking emo. The whole
Yeah.
thing is like shades of blue. They summon different personas from within themselves, which they did in the older games, but it was a little bit different. But in this game, they summon their personas by shooting themselves with an evoker, which looks like a gun. So you'll see the main character, pull out a gun, shoot himself in the head. Persona comes out, doesn't attack. Yeah,
Okay.
and I believe this was the first time that I'd ever seen Persona, and it was in an issue of EGM, Electronic
Makes
Gaming Monthly.
sense.
And I remember seeing, there's just like screenshots of the main character shooting himself in the head. I'm like, oh, it's weird. Yep.
Yeah, that's real weird. And busting out the electric harp.
Yeah, so that is. Oh, fuck, I forgot that persona's name. But that's like your starting persona in this game. And this game is the one that first brought up. I'm gonna switch screens here really quick while I go find something else
God,
here.
that old IGN logo.
Right.
Old IGN watermark. Love that.
Let's see here. Let's just do this one. I am trying to just find a good place of. Okay, so I wanted to pull this up. So this is Persona 2, or Persona 3, sorry. On the PlayStation, you'll see you've got like the overworld that you're actually running around in now instead of doing the first person. Just split up into kind of different little areas.
Yeah.
So you've got right now you're at the school, you're kind of looking around for your friends, or you're looking around to find out what class you are. At the very beginning of the game, your character is on a train, gets off the train at midnight in this town, and is walking around the streets of Japan and just sees a bunch of weird shit going on. Let me see if I want to find. Yeah, so it's like an anime opening cutscene. So walking through, all these things that you're walking past are just coffins that are standing up.
Oh.
And your character's just like, oh yeah, okay, I'm just following this map to my new home. I'm just going to step in blood here.
Just the most fucking JRPG shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
God.
He's got the headphones that are like split up, and they just go on the ear. So again, the moon is nice and bright yellow. The sky is green, and he's just like, I just got to follow this map to find my new home.
Yep,
And
just ignoring all this.
yep, get
Oh, hello.
into. You follow the map. You get into the house. There's a girl there who has a gun, and she almost pulls it
All
on you.
right, all right,
I've
Annie
got
Ripley.
the sound muted here. Yeah.
Oh,
And before we move a bit,
oh,
Sophie's gaming archive 13 years ago. So
so you walk through a puddle of blood, walk into a house,
she pulls a gun
and
on
there's
you, and
not
you're just like, "Hey, what's up?" And then this is like
Licky.
this is the overall gameplay, and the text bubbles, everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was the
Okay.
first one that was a 3D experience, and added in more of like the. Once again, have not played 1, 2, and 2, so I can't really say how much they did. But Persona 3 was the one that really went wild on the social links, which is when you actually like have to spend time with characters to become closer. And then the closer you are, you get perks a lot of times like in battle and just like in the game and stuff.
Yeah.
So it gave you a calendar, basically a calendar you see up here. You got early morning,
Yeah.
4/7 Tuesday. You have a calendar that you have to kind of like spend your time wisely to do this and do that, hang out with people. You can get a job to make money, which is literally just like you click on a thing and it's like, oh, I did my shift and now I've got 5,000 yen. And the
I
game
made fifty
itself,
dollars.
yep, the game itself is the big hook of the battling is pretty much just a dungeon crawler. The dungeon itself is called Tartarus. It's a giant tower in the middle of the city. It's actually where your high school is. Every night during the dark hour, which is the special hour in between days that only these people can see. Everybody else gets turned into a coffin.
Oh, I thought it was what happens when you drink 5 5-hour energies. You unlock that magical
That
extra
25th
hour of the
hour.
day.
Yeah.
Yep, the forbidden hour.
So, yeah, the actual gameplay loop is at night in the dark hour. You can go to Tartarus and you're dungeon crawling. You're going from floor to floor, fighting
Okay.
enemies, saving every once in a while. You get like a call saying, "Hey, this there's somebody stuck in there. Can you help them?" And it's just a person who'd accidentally wandered in there, and you just
Yeah.
run around the floor until you find them and you help them out. Along the way, you are helped by a character that actually is in, as far as I'm aware, every Persona game.
Oh, okay.
So this character and this area are they're in every game, and usually doing the same thing in every game. His character is called Igor,
Okay.
so you can see. So that's him in the first game.
Is he
Second,
ever like a playable character, or is he just like an NPC that's in every game?
NPC that's in every game.
Okay.
Um,
That's still nice that there's that little through line because in Final Fantasy, there's always a character named
yeah. So,
like
well, in
in
Final
every.
Fantasy, there's always a character named Sid. This
Yeah.
is, as far as we know in the series, this is the same Igor all the
Really
time. Yeah,
interesting. Weird little through line.
yeah.
Perhaps we'll get the reveal at some point.
So, and I'm there. There are some reveals and some stuff that happens with Igor. We won't jump into those crazy spoilers for future games, but just the character of Igor is in all of the games.
Mm.
Has the appearance of a bizarre old man with a long nose. And he's, sometimes referred to as the long-nosed man by your character before you actually learn who he is. And he is not the owner, the proprietor. There we go. That's the word of the Velvet Room, a space between dream and reality, mind and matter, which means in Personas 3, 4, and 5 at least, the Velvet Room is a place that you, as the main character, can go to create new personas. Because once
Ah,
you get to 3, 4, and 5, every character that can summon a persona can do one persona. essentially like unlock this one that they have that they kind of work with, except for the main character, obviously, who is known as the Joker, because the Joker can wield multiple personas. So that's where the name Joker, comes back into play. But yeah, in
the Velvet Room was an opium den.
Every game, the Velvet Room looks different. In Persona 3, it is an elevator that's constantly going up. In Persona 4, it is the back seat of a limousine. So, like when you enter the Velvet Room, Igor and his assistant are there, and you're like sitting with them in the back seat of a limo that's always driving forward. And in Persona 5, it is a jail. The Velvet Room is a jail, and you are in a jail cell.
I feel there's something there.
Yeah.
Always going up, elevator, then limo, and then jail.
Yeah, the Persona 3 is always going up, and in the game, you're going up and up Tartarus. In Persona 4, it's in a limousine, and you've moved towns. I don't really know what the significance of the limousine is, to be completely honest with you.
Feels like a reference to the Pink Floyd song "Comfortably."
Fucking could be.
God.
But yeah, and also in the Velvet Room with Igor, he always has an assistant, and the assistant changes in each game, and that's another one where they tend to indirectly reference each other. So in Persona 3, in the original Persona 3, it is Elizabeth. In Persona 3 Portable, it's Elizabeth or Theodore. It's the same character, it's just you get one or the other.
Oh, all right. Just a different look.
Yeah. Persona 4, it is Margaret. And I believe it is Margaret who mentions something about like having, oh yeah, my sister. Like I did something with my sister was like this. And she's referring to Elizabeth.
Notebook floating around here so I can be taking notes. I have thoughts and they're running out of my head. Or I can really form them.
There's a lot of stuff in Persona 5 that's kind of like where if I talk about certain things it will spoil the game, and spoil big things in the game. But so I'm not gonna jump into in Persona 5 there are actually 2 assistants and they are twin wardens.
Oh.
And they look like little girls and they're wardens and they're just assholes to you the entire game.
Little girls from The Shining.
Pretty much, yeah. They're twins.
God damn it.
But so we saw the gameplay for Persona 3. Okay. And what I'm gonna do here real quick.
Oh god. Just watching the video.
Yeah, it's not even on the screen. Fine. Only you can see that. So
everything's fine. He yawns. It's a beautiful night, and then suddenly, moon turns yellow, sky turns green. He gets scared. Coffins everywhere.
Let's see. If possible, I want to find one of the same people. I played this one. Okay, we'll just look on the top bit. Oh, did you click? Yes. So,
shout out to the homeboy with the interesting facial hair.
Yep. So bringing this up here, this is John E. Awesome from a year ago. Okay. And the reason this is from a year ago is because this is Persona 3 Portable, which was originally put out on the PSP. And the PSP at the time was not, it was deemed not strong enough to be able to just do Persona 3. So it's, we'll see the kind of big differences. But one of the first big differences here that we'll see is, first off, there's a human person in the bottom corner throughout the entire game. He's just there. He's cool.
Just there. Johnny Awesome.
Johnny Awesome.
Yeah, that was, so real quick about the PlayStation 4. That was a thing. It did get a lot of kind of cross titles, like stuff that would appear on both the PS 2 or 3 or whatever the hell it was at the time, and then also on the PSP, but they did have to be dumbed down a shade.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was... But it did have a lot of horsepower for being something that small. And also, in a totally Sony move, featured proprietary fucking media. Shout out to the UMD, the Universal Media Disc.
which was universal to one device.
Yep. And the Sony memory sticks. Which, boy.
It's my last one ever, so I'm kind of sad about it. But we're talking Persona, so if you can see here on the screen, this is actually got this pulled up here. Persona 3 Portable, one of the big things, probably the biggest thing they added, was your ability to play as a female character. So you can select at the beginning of the game either male or female character.
Really?
And yes, so the cool thing is the overall story is the same, regardless. You know, you're the main character, you are the Joker. You show up into town for this and this. However, there's differences in the way that certain, pretty much most people, speak to you. The character herself has a different tone. There's no voice acting, but she's got a different, like, when you're reading the dialogue, you're like, this is not just that character with, the color pink around it. Like, a completely different attitude. And it's, great. It's cool. It also added new social links, because in the original, when you play as the male main character, you don't have any social links with any of your male teammates. They just didn't add any of those. You did with...
That's wild.
Yeah, there's a few male classmates that you have social links with that you just become friends with, but your actual teammates you don't.
Interesting.
We'll let this run for a minute and then we'll go forward. But yeah, Persona 3, when you played the original, or I think this came out at the same time as Persona 3 Fez. Once again, there's a third version of Persona 3.
Fez like the hat?
Fez like FES. It stands for something, but I think it's
okay.
I think it's like short for festival or something, from what I've read.
I'd say that's a really weird term.
Yeah.
Really weird thing to name it after.
Yeah. But this game, as you can see, like this was recorded 1 year ago. And I think... Does it say here? No, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah. So Persona 3 Portable, PS5. So...
Really?
Oh, yeah, this intro video is pretty graphic.
Christ.
Yeah. So that's like the first thing you see in the game. Yeah.
I can't... not with that attitude, honey.
Nope.
Anyway,
so as you can see, like the video that we watched before, where you see your character kind of walking through the town, it's kind of cut up and everything. So with it going to the PSP, they couldn't do just the full game here.
No, yeah, that was like cuts had to be made because of what the system could do.
So now when you talk to people, it's just straight up a, what's the fucking term? Visual novel. When you're talking to people and you're kind of doing the story.
Okay.
But yeah, the reason this is on PS5 is the Persona games 3 and 4 originally were just not on. They were on, like kind of on their older systems. And a few years ago, Atlas, the developers, ported them to modern consoles, PS5, Xbox, Series S, X, PS4, actually, and then whatever, because you can play them on there, and then Switch. And for Persona 3, they ported over Persona 3 Portable instead of the original Persona 3 or Persona 3 Fez. So people thought that was kind of weird.
That is a weird move.
Yeah. And as you can see, because there's not a 3D world, the way that you actually, quote-unquote, walk around in the world is by moving a cursor on the screen and tapping on characters or tapping on places to then move to. Yeah. So you're not running around the overworld during the day. You're just kind of... It was a PSP game, so you would just, tap on the screen wherever you wanted to go. With it being on consoles now, you move the cursor over with your stick and you hit X.
Okay. I wonder if the reason they did the portable version is because this is the thing with a lot of games and why preservation's super important. I'm wondering if they lost a lot of like the key like source code for the original game.
Well,
Which,
the reason that a lot of people assume now,
yeah.
that they did the portable game when they put these on modern consoles is because earlier this year they released Persona 3 Reload, which is a full remake of Persona 3.
Okay,
Okay.
that makes way more sense.
Yeah, so that smart looking girl here
Yeah.
is if we go to her. This girl is actually a new social link just for the female character, you know.
Oh,
So once again, like it's the overall the same main story, but they've added things to make it a unique version, telling of the story.
yeah. Kind of like in like Fallout 3 in New Vegas. If you choose to play as a female character, you have unique dialogue options.
Yeah,
In New Vegas, you actually have a couple of unique um, traits or whatever it is you can
yeah. Well,
like
I
pick.
think in New Vegas, it's either like Lady Killer or Black
Confirmed
Widow.
Bachelor, or yeah,
Confirmed
there's Lady
Yeah,
Killer, and there's
but
God, New Vegas is so fucking good.
yeah,
But can I ask? So you
yeah.
said in Persona 3, that was the first game where you had the choice of playing male or female. Did that
Mm-hmm.
option continue into the later games,
No,
or was this just a one-off? Okay.
this was just a one-off for the PSP version,
Huh.
for the portable version. So there was Persona 3 on the PS2 that we saw, Persona 3 Portable, which is this one, and I don't know if this guy gets to. So the thing with Persona 3 Portable is, like I said, the overworld is all just point and click essentially.
Yeah. God, his shirt's kind of sick. I just sorry, just want to point that out.
That's a dope ass shirt. Johnny Awesome, please don't be a fucking Nazi because,
Seriously, if
Yeah.
you are, I'm gonna punch you and take that shirt, try to fit into it, and rip it.
But the actual, as we can see here, the actual Tartarus gameplay is the 3D stuff.
Interesting.
Because this
Okay.
is more. This
Yeah.
is like your RPG running around the world and having your random battles and stuff. So
Yes,
this
okay.
whole part of the game is 3D, and you're
Okay,
running
yeah.
around. It's just the during the day and the social links and everything are all
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. They had to pick and choose where they put
essentially
those assets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like we'll do this. We'll do this 3D stuff for battling and for Tartarus and the actual that. But the gameplay where you're walking around is just talking to people. Let's make it just point and click. We'll put some 3D assets in the world that you tap on, and then it's all just a visual novel.
All right.
You know.
Cool.
But I believe it's either shortly. I'm gonna switch screens here because I don't know if you remember, but I said that there are 4 versions of Persona 3.
Yes, you did, and I was super confused.
Yep. So there is Persona 3. Okay. Persona 3 Portable that was released shortly after. And then Persona 3 Fez, Fes, which honestly, we're just going to pull up the wiki for it because
I'm super curious to know what FES stands for.
I'm actually not, like I said, I don't know if it does technically stand for something, but
Or like what it
like
there has to be something behind it.
So
Like unless
Persona 3.
like the Persona team at Atlas is just fucking with us, which Atlas rules. They've been making amazing games for decades now. So that was they're amazing. They've got a great library of amazing games. But yeah, it would be weird if just the Persona team's just like, yep, FES, deal with it.
So you can see I've highlighted here the term Fez stems from the word festival and is a common abbreviation in Japanese.
Right.
So this game, Persona 3 Fez is basically a re-release of Persona 3 with added content.
Okay, that's cool.
It kind of in the vein of like the Game of the Year editions that you get of like the Fallout games, where then it's like, here's all the DLC that we've had in one package. It's like that, but the DLC stuff wasn't released separately. It was
Yeah.
this version of the
Literally.
game, you would buy it. You had
Yeah.
the full original game. I believe there were some tweaks with the actual gameplay as well. But the big thing that Fez added was an epilogue chapter called The Answer. And I'm not going to get into what that is because it is very spoilerific in what the game is. But when you boot up Persona 3 Fez, you can choose either to play the journey or the answer. The journey is just the
Ooh,
original game,
that is
you know,
that's cool.
and the answer is this epilogue at the end. It's
Yeah.
about 30 hours long, depending on how you play it. This is just the fucking epilogue to the main game, which already takes 100, 200 hours. These games take a long fucking time.
Wait, you mean to tell me a JRPG takes a fuckload of time?
Yeah.
Someone who's put several hundred hours into Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9? Wow.
So, normal of Fez came out in April 19th, 2007. Okay.
That was PS3.
It's PS2.
Oh, still
So it was on the PS2 is what it was released on. And it was about a year after the game itself first came out.
Okay.
Because I want to say Fez and Portable kind of came out in similar times. A couple years. So Portable was a couple years later, actually. Never mind. Fuck me then.
Okay. Your words.
But Persona. Actually, no. I think it's 4. Yeah, whatever. But Persona 3 Fez was just the regular Persona 3 game with this stuff added on. And unless I'm mistaken, I think one of the other big things was they changed the way the battle system worked a little bit. Where in the original Persona 3, you would control your character, and then for the other characters, all you could do is kind of give them tactics. Be like, okay, be really, attacky, or be really defensive, or be a healer.
God. That's frustrating.
Yeah, and then it's either Portable or Fez, where they just change that to where you can have direct control. It's much easier. Fez, though, does not have the female protagonist, so you just play as the male protagonist, but you have the epilogue at the end. So when they announced the fourth version of Persona 3 Reload, which is the one that was released this year, that I took time off work to play, and I streamed the very beginning of it, did a little subathon, had a great fucking time with it. Yeah. It's remade from scratch to match the scale of Persona 5, which was the most recent numbered game in the series. When they first announced Persona 3 Reload, and it was like, oh, this is, people are thinking, oh, this is the ultimate version of Persona 3, it's going to have everything. Did not have the female main character. Did not have the answer with the main story. It was just the main story. They added some new kind of story links in there to kind of flesh out some characters, specifically because you are only the male main character. So they added some not full-on social links with your male teammates, but some kind of, smaller bits of little storylines with them. So a lot of people were like, oh, fuck yeah, this is going to be like the ultimate version. We just have everything in one.
And really, it's just kind of a gussied up version of the first iteration.
Yeah, it's the really, really, really gorgeous version of Persona 3. They've then announced DLC coming out later this year in September, where the DLC is going to be that epilogue, the answer. But they've also come out and said, but we're not going to be able to do the female main character because that is essentially making, an entirely different story, because you've got to rewrite all the and redo all the dialogue. That's the other thing, is Persona 3 Reload is also fully voice cast. So then it's like, then we have to redo all the dialogue so that the person's talking to a female as opposed to a male. And there's all this other stuff. We've got to make these new, and it's like, yeah, it's a lot of work, but fucking make the goddamn ultimate version of Persona 3.
That, again, going back to what I said earlier, maybe they lost like some of that stuff.
Well, but this is like a full-on remake, so then it's literally just remaking that stuff.
Yeah, which, I mean, God, that's such a weird turn.
Yeah, it was that, a lot of people were, upset. You know,
Understandably so. I man, like honestly, I'm a bit more hyped on Persona 3 Portable than I am. Like, honestly, for me, if you said, "Hey, Michael, you can play like rank which Persona 3 versions you would like to play in order." Top's going to be Portable, Fez, Reload, regular Persona 3. Just because I
so
like that option of
the only reason I would fight back at that, or not fight back, but just argue back, is because I played them.
I was about to say, like, I'm just again drunk guy just spouting off his
Yeah,
opinions. So take these with a grain of salt.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I do like the idea, like the option of having that female character and just
Mm-hmm.
being able to have not just multiple playthroughs to like you've done to try and like 100% it or like
Yeah,
max out everything, just literally like a very different playthrough.
yeah.
You know,
And it is. It does feel like you're like once again you're getting the same story but through different eyes and interacting people in
yeah,
a different way, and it's great.
yeah,
Portable was the first Persona 3 that I played because when all the games were put onto Xbox specifically, instead of just being kind of stuck on whatever they came out on the first place. The first one that was put onto Game Pass was Persona 5 Royal, so I played that. And they said, okay, this is going to be on in, I want to say either October, November of one year, and then in January we're adding Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden.
mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, let me try Royal because I've heard good things. Got fucking addicted to it. Got all the goddamn achievements, and then and then I
Took to
couldn't.
that like heroin.
Yeah, and then I didn't want to wait until like fucking January to play one of the other ones. So Persona 4 Golden was actually up on Steam, so I bought it on Steam and I played it there. And then when they dropped Persona 3 Portable and Golden on Xbox, then I played Persona 3 Portable for the first time. Played it as both the male character and the female character. And then I acquired Persona 3 Fez on my Steam Deck and played through the answer. And that was like, it's weird. But once again, that's very spoilerish to what happens in Persona 3. So we don't want to, won't talk about it too much. But yeah, this that we're watching up here on the screen is Persona 3 Reload. Right now, this is kind of dungeon crawling. This is, I believe, the first time that you go into Tartarus, and it's full 3D. Running through the characters. Let's see. I want to. Yeah, this is the entrance of Tartarus that you see, and I believe. Our guy Johnny Awesome is about to go into the Velvet Room for the first time. Or he's leaving Tartarus. Never mind. Okay. Oh, nope. Well, maybe. So that blue door there, you're the only person that could see it, by the way. And that is the door to the Velvet Room.
Plenty of singles available on your person before you go into the Velvet Room.
Does that sound good to you? That's Karijo. She is a senior at your high school, and you are a junior, I believe.
Man, that's
Okay. Yeah.
social hierarchy in Japan is such a wild thing.
Yeah, and then this is just kind of the overworld running through the world is all in 3D and stuff. So, but yeah, that was that's Reload. So that is technically the most recent Persona game to come out. And there's a lot to talk about Persona 3 because they did it so many fucking times. But let's jump into the two versions of Persona 4.
Oh wait, you never really fully pushed back on my Persona 3 ranking.
Oh, yeah. I would honestly say I'd have to say Reload as the top one to play. It's missing the female main character. It's missing the answer for now, but that's coming in as DLC. But just the quality of life that they've added to it just makes that the best way to play, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I talk a big game about, like, oh, I want this, legit extra playthrough, but listen, I played through Like, I've been through all of the fucking console generations. Let me have the quality of life
Yeah,
things that we have now.
that is
Sweet
the
merciful
that is the
Jesus.
biggest thing is the quality of life improvements that Persona 3 Reload brings in with a bunch of stuff that they'd done in like Persona. I believe there's like stuff that they pulled in from Persona 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Like tactics wise and everything. It's just great.
It's
And
like
then when the answer comes out later on this year, which in this one it's just called episode Aegis. Aegis is one of the main characters in the main game.
okay.
Yeah, I mean once that comes out, I will be fucking streaming that the second it's available. I'm gonna try to stream it as much as I can when it first comes out. So
All right.
get
I
excited
will
for that.
say
But yep, jumping
real
into
quick.
Persona 4, and this
Okay.
one only has 2 versions.
Yay!
Yep,
Simplified.
I got
Balloons.
balloons.
Look at you go. Sure, I'm on an
So
Apple product.
this is so Persona 4 came out, and then Persona 4 Golden is essentially the Persona 3 Fez of Persona 4. Does that make
So
sense?
yeah, so this is Persona 4 is the one I remember hearing about first,
Okay.
like back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is the one I remember hearing about because I was cognizant of like the Shin Megami Tensei
Mm.
stuff, but as just a like your favorite games writers' favorite games were like the crazy shit you had to import back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So like the stuff you had to know Japanese to actually be able to fucking play, and either have like a modded PlayStation or whatever other console that had the region unlocked, so you could
Mm-hmm.
play Japanese import games or European market games or whatever. So
Yeah.
I remember Shin Megami Tensei was a thing that it just kind of existed in the back of my head as a thing, but I remember Persona 4 was the first like
Oh,
a
this
heist.
is a Persona game, like high school
Yeah,
kids.
like
Yeah.
yeah, high school kids battling demons and saving the world. What is this shit? And then as I continued my journey as a fucking piece of weeb trash, I'm just like, yep, that's what they do. That's a big slice of Japanese consumer media.
Let's see here. So this isn't up on screen for them. I'm gonna see if he's got a
Damn, Johnny
playlist of
Awesome's
this.
thing is like Hawaiian shirts. This dude
Actually, you
fucking
know what?
rules.
I'm gonna pull this up on screen before we really start jumping into it because this is John E. Awesome on YouTube. Fucking, this is just playlists. Got Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, which I really want to play. Shin Megami Tensei 5 was stuck on the Switch for a long time. They just released an expanded version called Vengeance that is essentially has 2 storylines, so it's like twice the game. It's cool as
Damn,
shit.
Tommy's playing all the quality games. Then I'm like Chronicles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See,
Ooh,
Shin Megami Tensei 5 just for Switch.
damn. Shout out to John E. Awesome. He's playing some very quality stuff.
A lot of JRPGs,
Yep.
which fuck
Which
yeah.
yeah, as someone who grew up playing JRPGs, like that's the thing that hooked me into fucking gaming. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not seeing Persona 4 on here. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, we're just gonna we'll have that up there.
Okay.
But yeah, Persona 4 originally came out in 2008 in Japan, and actually just shortly after in North America. With I think with 5, and I could be mistaken. I think with 5 5 Royal is the first time that they did like a worldwide release instead of Japan and then later on. But yeah, Persona 4, once again, completely different storyline, but those same elements, the same personas that you summon. Your main character is the only one that can summon multiple personas. Everybody else just gets their one. Persona 4 really dives into the idea of like confronting your inner self and becoming like comfortable and kind of becoming comfortable with yourself, fighting back against things that you don't like about yourself and all this stuff. But the story of the game is your main character comes to this town, and then all of a sudden random murders start happening. And you also hear rumors of this secret TV channel that only shows up on foggy nights at midnight. So you meet one of the main characters, a couple of main characters at the very beginning, and they bring that up at first, be like, did you guys hear about this channel thing? It's weird. You stay up, you see it on the TV. The next day, there's, a murder, and there's a person killed, and they're fucking, like, hung up in the, like, phone lines, like, hanging upside down, just the fuck happened. So you and your friends decide as high school kids, you've got to figure out what the hell's going on, because you know about this channel, and then you realize, for whatever reason, the main character is watching this thing at midnight, and he puts his hand on the screen, and he starts to go into the TV, and he's like, the fuck? Just follow along there, and your group is trying to figure out who's doing these murders, if this world in the TV is the reason for these murders, or who is using it, or what's going on. And you do that by using personas in the TV world, and each there's different dungeons. Each dungeon is essentially like, hey, there's somebody in this world who has made this, what are they called in the game? They're not called palaces. I believe that is 5. Well, like, each person has kind of their own, let's call them, like, districts in this TV world, and you've got to fight through, like, it's another dungeon crawling thing, where you're going through the different areas in the world to get to the boss of the area and defeat them. And the boss is typically, like, for the very first one, the boss is your friend's persona, pretty much. The friend that you're with, it's the evil version of him, who is like all the worst qualities of him, that your friend has to then confront and be like, you are part of me, but, I'm not going to let you be the part of me, and you defeat it, and then, yeah. And the next one is another one of your friends, and you recruit some of these people into your team going forward. There's some really weird places, and some very inappropriate places.
Well, I mean, it is a Japanese property.
Yeah.
You know?
But Persona 4, just the story of, like, the whodunit and trying to, like, find the serial killer I fucking loved. Once again, this was the second one that I played, because I bought it on Steam after playing Royal. Yeah. Fucking great characters. Loved all of them. Same thing with the social links. You have social links with all the characters on your team this time, so instead of just the female characters, it's everybody on your team, and then there's some people outside of the team that you do. There's other jobs and everything that you can do to make money, and other social links that go along with those. And then Persona 4 Golden is the expanded version of Persona 4. So it's the same core story, but there's a new character added in the Velvet Room, a new assistant added, who then adds a whole new kind of epilogue to the game, and a whole new kind of part of the story. And she wasn't in the original Persona 4. Her name is Marie. She's added in Golden. And basically they just added the story of her for you to kind of unravel, and where the hell she came from, and who she is, why she doesn't know who she is, and everything. But that's as far as I'm aware, that's the biggest change, is that addition of Marie. But the cool thing about Persona 4 Golden was that was initially released on the PlayStation Vita. And that is like the same game as Persona 4. Let's just jump through. Once again, Johnny Awesome.
Hell yeah, Johnny Awesome.
Okay, has a Persona 4 Golden playthrough. But you can see the graphics here from Persona 3. Similar, updated, obviously, look a bit better. This is Yosuke. Not to be confused with Yasuke, the black Japanese samurai who is going to star in Assassin's Creed. There's this weird-looking fuck.
God damn it. Always one.
Yeah, this is just the very, very beginning of the game.
What's up with him? What school is he from?
No one knows.
Nobody knows, but I know he's not up to good. Not up to any good.
Let's see. Do we have? I don't actually see if you. So this is just the overworld map, and you kind of go through. This is kind of reminiscent of the Shin Megami Tensei games. this overlay, and you kind of click on where you want to go, and you kind of dive into it. But yeah, this is you running around. You actually run around in 3D in the overworld. You talk to people, and then instead of going to Tartarus, then it is going into the TV. The Midnight Channel is what it's called.
Yeah. I remember that from your streams.
Yeah, I did a lot of streaming of this game, and I mean, this game was one of the first ones that I really dived into on stream, playing through, I believe, like the whole thing.
Yes,
This is the game that has Teddy, who I fucking hate.
Fucking Teddy. Fuck that guy.
There's Nanako, and I will kill anyone for Nanako. She deserves to be safe and happy.
Seriously.
I'm just trying to find, like, any, like, when you're actually running through. Okay.
Find something of Teddy so we all know why we should hate him.
Oh, man, if I wanted to search for something for Teddy.
Look at that fucking asshole.
Look at this piece of shit. Actually, the reasons that I hate Teddy, I can't pull up on stream. Because it's inappropriate, and he's a fucking horny-ass piece of shit.
Fuck Teddy.
But yeah, the battle system is the same. You know, it's the turn-based. You're running around. You see the enemies in the world. You can initiate combat, and then yeah, the one more system, all this fun stuff.
I do like the first help thing with attacking your enemy's weakness does more damage.
Thanks. Tedward.
Yeah. Thanks Thanks help screen. Appreciate it. Does homie have a golf club?
You do, actually, yeah. So the first time that you go into the world... oh, he's playing this on Switch. The first time you go into the world, the only weapons that you have... There's actually there's a scene a little bit before this where you and Yosuke decide to go into the world and fight these creatures, and Yosuke shows up to meet you holding two giant swords, because these are the weapons you're going to use. And then people call the cops, and you get arrested for having swords.
Well, yeah, I mean... So you just grab a fucking 3-wood and just go to town.
Yeah. So
you know what? Fair play.
Your meeting spot, your headquarters to meet with your team is at a local supermarket called Junes. Yosuke works there, so he just grabbed this from the sports section.
You know what? Fair play.
You know. And Narukami has faced his other self. So yeah, the world of the world inside the TV is it's the Midnight Channel, and it's kind of a distorted version of the regular world. So this area right here is a distorted version of your hometown, where it's like a fucking liquor store that's in the town.
Hey.
It's very story related, very much for Yosuke, but. Yeah, this game I fucking loved Persona 4 Golden. Like I said, for that, for like the whodunit, trying to figure out who did it. You figure it out pretty quickly in the story, but then, trying to get there and get all the pieces together was just really, really, I loved it. Yeah, fuck you, Teddy.
Look at Teddy. He's so fucking...
Look at this fucking piece of shit.
He's not punchable. He's kickable.
He's like, kickable.
I could kick him 70 yards.
I could hit a game-winning field goal with 2 seconds, with no time on the clock in the Super Bowl if Teddy was the ball, because I wouldn't be nervous about hitting it in the wrong spot and just be like, I got it.
Yeah, I could do my best fucking Ray Guy impression and change hunting as we know it. Just fucking hang time. Just let my guys get down there to just absolutely concuss the fuck out of somebody who catches Teddy.
I could dip Teddy into a vat of concrete, let it harden, and throw it into the sea.
God.
I don't know what I would accomplish there besides getting rid of him, but I'd be very happy.
I could strap meat to his legs and just set him afloat in places where I know there are not just sharks, but other fish that will just take big chunks out of him.
Yeah.
Like a fucking Goliath grouper. So
if I could murder Teddy in the face.
God damn it.
That's it.
Persona 6, you murder Teddy.
Oh my god, dude.
Teddy's revealed as the villain. and you have to go kill him. That's god damn. All right, so
yeah, Persona 4 has a. Let's see if I've got it on this thing. There we go.
oh, cut out on my end.
Okay, can you hear me? Mike? Mike is frozen. Mike, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay.
Whatever it is you're sharing. So you just have to paint a picture with your word.
Okay, you can't see my screen here?
I mean, it seems like you're back, you're alive. I can
Okay.
see you in the Discord. But as soon as I start watching this, well, maybe I can watch it just like a little. I can't have it big.
Okay.
So
yeah,
we'll see.
This is just the wiki page for the first of the kind of offshoots of Persona 4. There are a few, including one series that you're going to love. This is Persona 4 Arena, which is a fighting game, actually.
Okay. That's kind of sick.
One-on-one fighting game, and this actually contains characters from Persona 4 and 3.
Hell yeah.
So it takes place after the events of Persona 4, which take place a few years after the events of Persona 3. So when the Persona 3 characters come into play, they are their kind of older versions of, like all of your teammates. Like Aigis doesn't grow, she's a robot. But like all the other characters, Mitsuru, Yukiko from actually Persona 4. But yeah, all the characters from 3 kind of show up, and you can fight as them against the other characters. And there's an overarching story, and the bad guy is Teddy, because of course it is.
Teddy's a fucking bad guy.
Teddy's a piece of shit.
Teddy's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Teddy's a whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah.
Is Teddy?
He's fucking. That's what he is. Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, Chie, Yukiko, Kanji is in 4. Teddy is in 4. The kanji translates literally to predator of sexual desires.
Good. I'm not sure what you want me to do with that. I mean...
And the Furigana translates to beast of libido. It is a reference to his repeated attempts to hook up with the female members of the investigation team. It's again, fuck Teddy.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
In Persona 4, do I have to have Teddy in my party?
Very rarely. I think once you have the ability to set your party, you can go out without Teddy.
Thank God and son fucking Jesus.
Yeah. So anytime I get to a point where I don't have to have Teddy in my team, I fucking don't have Teddy in my team.
Good. God damn. Yeah, Teddy's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. I fucking hate Teddy. And Naoto, who is actually one of my favorite characters in the game. For a game being in the mid, to late 2000s, Naoto's character, and we'll just jump into it. Also known as Slender Young Man, Hat-Wearing Boy, Detective Prince, Junior Detective.
Wait, Detective Prince? Holy shit, that's pretty fucking rad.
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining Prince as an actual, PI. We could write it.
Yeah, Naoto shows up at your school as, a Detective Prince, a kid detective, a first-year student at your high school. Mm-hmm. And it's not for a while that you find out that Naoto is female. Oh. Because Naoto presents as a boy, and everyone, talks to Naoto as a boy and everything. And is like, oh yeah, that Detective Prince, he's super cute, isn't he? And it's not necessarily like a transgender thing where Naoto is like, no, I am a boy, but I'm stuck in this body. It's, you find out that the reason that Naoto does this is because she doesn't think that she will get any respect as a detective as a female. So kind of her
Which,
her coming out story, quote unquote, is accepting, well, not really accepting, but like accepting that she's a fucking great detective. She knows
yeah,
who she is, and she becomes more comfortable with presenting as herself. She still wears traditionally boy clothing by the end of the game, but yeah, it's for a Japanese game in that time, it could very well have just been
yeah,
you know
could have been real bad.
there's a lot of there's some other things in this game specifically that are like
Yeah,
that, but Naoto was actually not one of them. So shit, hold on. But yeah, Persona 4 Arena is a fighting game, and then there's Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, which is a sequel to that fighting game. Okay.
right.
And now, Mike, I'm going to ask you to look away for a moment because I want to pull up some gameplay for a series of games.
Do that. I'm catching up on some messages here.
Okay.
Shit, that reminds me. I need to pull up one more. That open. It's going to be Tante. What the? No. Oh, that's sweet. The Minnesota United game. They had a Make-A-Wish kid go out there
Oh yeah,
and
I
actually
saw that
score a
actually.
goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's adorable. You know what? Good on you, Minnesota.
So Mike,
Good on you guys. Yes, sir.
this
What the fuck?
is Persona 4
Oh,
Dancing All Night.
damn.
I'm not putting the
Okay.
music on because it'll definitely get claimed.
1,000%. Oh, boy.
Yep.
Oh, nothing like a JDM rhythm game. Christ
There is
cracker.
Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and I don't know the name of the other two, but there's one for Persona 3 and one for Persona 5
Hmm,
that are all this.
that's amazing.
So, yeah. But speaking of the kind of final game, well, the most current numbered game in the series, Persona 5 and all of its fucking offshoots. Persona 5 was originally out on the PS3. Then I think Royal came out on the PS4. Royal is, once again, the Persona 4 Golden, or Persona 3 Fez, where they released Persona 5, and then Persona 4 Royal is just an expanded version. The full game with a bunch of extra stuff, and they've added new quality of life improvements, and that was the first one that I played. So I played Persona 4 Royal, fucking loved it. I've gone back to play Persona 5, and I fucking got so goddamn frustrated missing some of the things in the game. But yeah, this is the Persona 5 Royal, or honestly just Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal. It doesn't really matter which one. They both are, just fucking really. They both look really cool, but these are the games where when you like, at least for me, just seeing like the menu systems and shit in Persona 5, I was like, that game just looks cool as all fuck.
Hell yeah.
So it's Persona 5 Dancing Star Night, and then Persona 3 Dancing Moon Night. I don't know if this is even correct.
Moon Knight, that was actually a pretty rad series.
I mean, I liked it until, the end was kind of silly.
I mean, listen, that's. They don't know how to land the plane? Wow.
Yeah, so this is the opening of Persona 5.
Damn.
And it is just the coolest looking fucking
Dude,
game. The menus are insane.
Oh, yeah, the menus were like super fucking rad.
Yeah. So this is
Yeah.
like, I believe this is like the first time that you use the main character in the real world. So the story of Persona 5 is your main character in his hometown witnessed and stopped a potential assault between a man and a woman,
Hell yeah.
and the police were called, and it turns out the man was a like very powerful and essentially paid the police off to get you arrested and get you in trouble. And then
But
you
the
are
man was
sent
Teddy.
to this small, this other town way away from where you live to live with a family friend
Oh,
during your probation year. So,
unfriendly officer. They're all unfriendly.
right? It's like, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, just fucking look at the goddamn just the text shit. Like,
Dude, it's so cool. Like this
this
is
game
so
just looks
stylized.
so fucking stylized, and it's
Yeah.
just
Like
this was the one. Like,
agree.
I saw just pictures of this, and I was like, that just looks cool as all hell. I want to see what that's like.
Yeah, and that's one of those like agree or disagree with the art style, but or like the menu style, but it's like shit, they made a decision.
Yeah,
They didn't give you
and they
some
fucking
fucking
went in
Hulu
on it.
ass menus.
Let's see. Do we have a battle here?
I gotta stop watching. It was giving me the yellow exclamation mark. So
Yeah. So
evolution.
I just wanted to pull up some battle systems. Once again, turn-based battling.
Yeah, which is
You
fucking
summon your persona weakness and everything. This one, instead of shooting yourself,
kitty.
you rip off your mask. That is a kitty whose name I literally just forgot. Morgana. But yeah. So yeah, Persona 5 Royal, once again, same game, expanded. It adds an extra character, which then adds an extra fucking 30, 40 hours onto the end of the game.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a bit much. I love it though, and I've played it multiple times. I got the platinum for Persona 5 on PlayStation. I got all the achievements for Persona 5 Royal on Xbox and on Steam.
Yeah.
Same ones. It's just
Yeah.
I had to play it twice. But for spin-offs, because we've been going a little bit long here, Persona 5 has the dancing game, and it also
Hell
has
yeah.
one that I believe you would really like.
Not the dancing game.
Besides the dancing game, yeah. Persona 5
Yeah, I was about to say.
Strikers.
What?
So, Persona 5 Strikers takes place. Let's see here. I just want to get to fighting. So, Persona 5 Strikers takes place, I believe, shortly after what happens in Persona 5. Like, it's the summer after you get out of high school. But
Okay.
Strikers
It's like
is
gap
a
year.
Muso game.
Oh. Well, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rad as hell.
And you
Damn.
do just like normal attacks and everything out in the world, and then you also utilize personas to do kind of special moves to enemies as you're fighting.
Dude.
But yeah, you're just
Fuck. That's
running
rad.
around. Fucking there's a lot of talking in Persona games, so you got to remember that.
I mean, it's JRPGs. There is a lot of exposition they have to get out there.
Yeah. And Persona 5 Strikers also allows you the ability to play as other characters as you're running around and
Ooh.
then like doing fights and stuff. So you don't have to just play as Joker. You can switch to anybody else in your team.
Nice.
But then you have like the team of four people when you're doing fighting. So yeah, this is them initiating a battle.
So you go fight the cops.
Yep, you fight the evil cops. You fight the bicorn, and you see like when you're doing a persona move, it kind of freezes time for you to choose a move, and then you can kind of go into the hack and slash if you'd like.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's rad.
So Strikers, yeah, is a Muso game.
God damn. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, this is on PS5, PS4, PS5.
Okay.
I want to say it's also on the Switch, but I could be wrong. So if I am wrong, I apologize. And then I see that Johnny Awesome also did a playlist of the most recent one, which is Persona 5 Tactica, which is a tactics
Wait,
game.
what? Oh shit! Love me a tactics game.
And the art style is this.
All right.
Yeah, your turn. You move around. Like a grid map. You've got the spaces where you can do, and then it's yeah, yep,
Persona
this,
or gun.
yep.
But I'm an American. My persona is a gun.
Persona 5's Tactica takes place kind of story wise, like in the middle of Persona 5.
Okay.
But it's just kind of a little off story of you getting sucked into this world and
Okay.
trying to save. Yeah, I played it when it came out. It's a fun game. It's honestly not too long. So
Hell yeah.
but yeah, little tactics game that came out. And they announced this at the same time they announced Persona 3 Reload. So people were like, okay, that's a bit odd, but whatever. And when they announced ReFantasio, the new game coming out. So, those are the Persona games.
Yeah. Those are the Persona games. Damn. Well,
There is
be.
a lot. There are
Yes,
a lot.
you could definitely say that. So if I were to jump in, what would you recommend being the jump off point?
If you were to jump into a Persona game for the first time, I would recommend Persona 5 Royal.
Okay.
Okay, it's the biggest, it's the longest, I'll be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
But like none of them are, short, except for Tactica's kind of short, but it's a, completely different experience. But
Yeah,
yeah, for the Persona games, I would recommend Persona 5 Royal. It
Okay.
just has it's the most well thought out when it comes to like quality of life and just being able to play very smoothly. It looks super cool. The characters are really memorable. You're getting a really good understanding of the Persona world.
Okay.
Besides Royal, I would recommend Persona 3 Reload.
All right.
And I might even recommend that before Royal, now that I'm thinking about it.
So Persona 3 Reload, then Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah. Persona 3
Okay.
Reload, Persona 4 Golden. If you were to play one of the 4 games, I'd recommend Golden just for all the extra stuff and the quality of life improvements once again. But when it comes to like those 3, I'd recommend Reload, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5 Royal.
Okay.
Yeah. So this
Good to know.
has been a full-on Persona episode. Mike,
Really
did you
has
learn?
been.
Did you learn anything?
Yeah, I definitely did. I learned some things and some stuff that I did not pick up from your streams. So that was nice. Yeah. Oh, I think I'm definitely like gonna try to find some time to play these damn games,
Yeah,
which is what I could say about everything.
they are. Yeah, they're definitely not like they're not
They're
weekend
JRPGs.
games. They're
No,
JRPGs.
it's just yeah, I know. Like it's gonna have to be like that's gonna be have to be the game I play.
Yeah, yeah. There are. I've seen some streamers. Shout out to Janet Garcia. Who she has like a weekly. I think it's Tuesday nights. She plays Persona 5 Royal. So she's been playing for a few months. She is still very early on in the game, but like that's kind of her thing. Is like on Tuesday nights. One of the people in her community raised a bunch of money for charity, which is cool. And then she was like, "Yeah, what game do you want me to play on like Tuesday nights?" And they were like, "Persona 5 Royal." So she's like, "Cool. Tuesday nights is Persona 5 Royal, and it's a few hours each week of Persona."
All right.
Let's see here. This doesn't tell me how long I played these though. there was let's see, stats maybe. So I wanted to pull this up. Games. No, I don't think I can. I don't think I can pull it up. Yeah, on the True Achievements website, you can kind of see all the games that you've like finished, and it'll show how long you've played it. And I was hoping to kind of pull it up, and then I can just show you fucking how goddamn long. It took to beat some of these things.
Oh, dude, no,
Yeah, no, I don't know. I could find it at some point. I might later, but
I mean, it's a JRPG. I know how many hours are required. So,
yeah, Infinite Wealth. I did all of those. Let's see if I just click on this. So, yeah, I've got the Persona 3 Reload thing pulled up here.
Yeah.
And I got all the achievements in 135 hours and 11 minutes. From getting the first achievement to the last one. Got the first one on February 2nd, got the last one on February 23rd. So in 21 days.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but yeah, Mike, let's let the kids get out of here. I did enough talking about Persona.
Yes, you did.
You are going on vacation next week, so we will not be seeing you on the podcast next week.
Nope, you will not be seeing me on the podcast next week, but tonight you can check me out on the stream. I'm probably going to be playing a bit more Armored Core 6, just because, I like getting my shit rocked.
Fair enough.
Do that from 6 to 8, and then go to the gym and see if somebody can passive-aggressively wipe down the machine after I get done using it and after I wiped it down. Thanks, gym dudes.
I believe you. I believe in you.
Thank you. Thank you. And then I have a fun, important announcement.
Oh, yes, you do. You do.
Yes. So I am going to be moderating a panel at Anime Bonsai this year.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, it is about Gundam and Gunpla, the Gundam plastic models.
Yeah.
My buddy Chris asked me to do it. So, once I know which day it's happening, I will let y'all know when you can come see me moderate the panel and ask such important questions as which Grunt mobile suit explodes the best and why is it the low? And other things. And is Camille really a bitch?
Do the robots have to pee?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do. Well, at least in Mobile Fighter G Gundam. The rest of them, no, they're just robots.
I'm just going to take your word for that. I don't even know if you're kidding. I honestly don't know. I know we did a whole fucking episode on Gundam. I did not ask that at that point, and I should have. I'm mad at myself.
You just got hammered.
Yeah, I did.
Let me and Jesus just go off, which was great. But, that's Anime Bonsai this year up in Layton at the Davis County Convention Center. Yeah.
When is it?
It's in October. I think it's later October.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, once I have the dates, when I know the panel, like what time and day the panel is, I will let you all know. But apparently, I'm getting a free pass.
We'll post it up on all the socials and everything. Yep. Yeah, and we'll bomb the fuck out. We'll info bomb the fuck out of when it's happening.
There it is.
Not gonna bomb the fuck out of Anime Bonsai. So, actually, I saw their booth at Pride this year.
Yeah,
and I walked up because the sign that was taped to the table had fallen down, and I just went up and was like picking it up and trying to tape it back, and they're like, "What? Oh my god, it fell!" And yeah. And then I took an ad for it, and I was like, "Oh, I'd like to go to this." And I looked at it, and I realized that I can't because I think it's happening the same weekend that I'm gone.
Yeah, which is a bit of a bummer, but But yeah, no, if you're all out there listening, stay tuned. I'll let you know when the panel is, and I will probably be there all weekend because I'm getting, I guess, a free weekend pass. So, yeah, come see me. Maybe drunk is my life up in Davis County.
Yeah. God damn it! What the fuck? Hold on. I'm trying to pull up the dates.
Yeah, I think it's like October 21st.
I misspelled Bonsai. October 18th through the 20th, 2024.
Okay.
Davis Convention Center in Layton.
Yep.
This website's loading here.
Taking its sweet time.
Anime Bonsai.
Yep.
2024 guests. Mike from Story Motors Podcast.
Moderating the Gundam and Gunpla podcast. Or panel.
Yeah, that means we have to have some stickers or something by that point for you to bring up there.
We can definitely do that, and yeah, let us know someplace other than Sticker Mule, because
fuck Sticker Mule. No, I've already got some other places to get stickers from, because fuck Sticker Mule.
Yeah, I was about to say, if we just need like die cut vinyl stickers, I got a few people, but if we want actual like cool printed stickers, all right, yeah. If you see me up there, if you see this face, perhaps with less beard and hair, ask for a sticker. I'll give you a sticker.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some by then.
It's 3 months away. I feel like we should be able to pull that off.
Should be able to get that figured out.
God, even if it's only like a couple dozen.
But yeah, so and you're going on vacation next week, so I hope you have the best time.
Oh, buddy, I am going to come back with 3 things.
Oh God, I know one of them.
Yes, you do, but I'm going to save that for last. Lottery tickets, drugs, Jepson's Malort.
Oh God.
Yep. And when me and Robert get together and have an in-person podcast, a very special episode.
We'll once you get back, I'm going on vacation like I think a week or 2 later. Once I get back, we will do an in-person thing and we will drink Malort.
So there
maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll talk to our good friend OM Jesus and be like, do you want to do a crossover episode with the Odd Valley Tavern and just get fucked up?
Brother, you are speaking my language.
So, but next week, just a little spoiler. Next week we will have an episode.
Mm-hmm.
It right now, unless things change, it is going to not be game related. It's going to be kind of a little special music episode with our good friend Gage Luke from Neon Pocket Dimension. He and I are cooking something up, but that will just be up here on our stream, or like on our everything and in our channels. But yeah, next week will be slightly different, just because Mike's not here and he's who I talk video games with.
Yeah. I'm taking a vacation. The Video Game Talk's taking a vacation. So
yeah,
Robert and Gage are going to be talking some music, which is going to be pretty awesome. I'm very excited to listen to it. So
yeah, there's so much that's going into what the idea was. There's way more than I thought there was. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'll tell you off stream. But
hell yeah,
that is us. Follow us on Twitter at Story Motors Pod. Follow Mike on Twitch at Nerding for Beginners, because he will be streaming tonight when this goes up. I'll be streaming at some point, I guess, at Mr_Hawks182 on Twitch. But the most important thing is follow us on Twitter at Story Motors Pod. Follow us on YouTube, Story Motors Podcast. I'm going to hit that outro music right now.
Follow us rate, review, interact with the video.
Yep, 5 stars, thumbs up. Follow us on all of your favorite podcast things. Listen to us. Tell your friends. Help us grow this. And Mike, I love you.
I love you too, Robert.